All right, let's talk cruises. We're diving into a question that every single person booking a cruise has to face, and honestly, it can make or break your whole vacation. How in the world do you pick the right cabin? It sounds so simple, right? But the options, wow, they can be a little dizzying. So let's break it down.
So you've got the ship picked out, you're already dreaming about the amazing places you're going to go, and then bam, you're hit with this wall of choices. Inside, ocean view, balcony, suite. What does it all mean? It can feel totally overwhelming. But here's the secret. Almost every single room choice boils down to just 4 basic types. That's it.
So here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll talk about what really matters for your vacation. Then, we'll pit the budget-friendly options against each other. After that, we'll level up to the more luxurious choices. And finally, we'll go through a super simple checklist to help you find that perfect fit. Sound good?
And you know, that really is the key, isn't it? There's no single best room on a cruise ship. Nope, the right choice for you depends completely on your budget, how you like to travel, and what you actually plan to do with your time on board.
Essentially, all those fancy, sometimes confusing room names and descriptions, they really just fall into these 4 main categories. Once you get a handle on these 4, you'll be able to navigate any cruise booking website like an absolute pro.
Okay, let's kick things off with the 2 most common choices, especially if you're keeping an eye on your budget. This is where a lot of people start their cruising adventures, because these rooms give you access to everything on the ship, just for the lowest price.
And right away, you can see the big difference, can't you? I mean, it really just comes down to one thing, a window. That's the question. Is having that little connection to the outside world worth the upgrade for you? So, let's look closer at the inside cabin. Just like the name says, these rooms are tucked away in the interior hallways of the ship. That means they don't have a wall that faces the outside.
The main selling point here is all about affordability. I mean, if your game plan is to be out there enjoying the pools, the shows, exploring the ports from morning till night, and you just need a comfy, dark spot to crash, well, the inside cabin is a seriously smart way to save some money.
Now, let's check out the next step up, the ocean view cabin. It seems like a simple upgrade, but for some people, it makes a world of difference.
What you're really paying for here is that view, that connection to the sea. Waking up with actual sunlight, being able to peek out and see the weather, or just catching a glimpse of the ocean, it just feels more like you're on a ship, you know? And you get all that without the big price jump of a balcony.
So, when you look at it this way, the choice is pretty clear. Do you want to save as much as possible with an inside cabin, or is having that natural light and a peek at the sea worth a little extra for an ocean view?
All right, let's move on up to the premium stuff. With these next 2 options, the room itself stops being just a place to sleep. It really becomes a core part of your whole vacation experience.
And yeah, you can immediately see we're taking a big leap in luxury here. We're going from just looking outside to actually being outside, on your own private balcony, all the way up to the almost apartment-like space and all the extra perks you get with a suite.
For a ton of people, the balcony cabin is the classic cruise experience. You know, it's often seen as that perfect sweet spot, right between getting good value and splurging on a little luxury.
This is all about having your own little slice of the ocean. Just picture it, starting your morning with coffee out there, watching the ship sail into a new port, or maybe enjoying a glass of wine at sunset. If you think you'll spend any real downtime in your room, a balcony can totally change the game.
And finally, we've arrived at the top of the line, the suite. This is where cruising goes from a great vacation to a truly luxurious, unforgettable experience.
You know, a suite is about so much more than just a bigger room. Yeah, you get tons of space, often with a separate living room, but what you're really paying for are the perks. I'm talking priority boarding, access to exclusive lounges, maybe even your own personal butler. This is for the traveler who wants the absolute best in comfort and service.
So the trade-off here is pretty obvious. A balcony gives you that amazing private outdoor space to relax. A suite gives you the most room, usually an even bigger balcony, and all those exclusive services. The real difference is that significant jump in cost for a suite. So you have to ask yourself, am I really going to use all those extra amenities?
Okay, we've covered the 4 main types. So now let's pull it all together and figure out how you can pick the right one for you with total confidence.
It's time to get personal, because the right answer isn't in a brochure. It's about you, and it really just comes down to answering a few key questions.
Let's just walk through this. Number 1, start with your budget. That's always going to be the biggest factor. Then, be real with yourself. How much time will you actually spend in the room? Are you an out-all-day kind of person or someone who loves to chill and recharge? How much do you crave that private view? Are you traveling with kids and just need more space? And finally, are those fancy suite perks something you'll actually take advantage of? I promise your answers are going to point you straight to the perfect room.
So, thinking about your next trip, which one sounds like it fits your style? The super savvy savings of an inside cabin? The simple joy of an ocean view? Maybe the private retreat of a balcony? Or are you going to go for the all-out indulgence of a suite? You know, there's no wrong answer here, only the one that's going to be perfect for your next adventure.